So this video is for you if you are willing to win in life. So this has been on my mind for a while. It's about winning. And I think winning is such a good thing. But I think in order for you to win, you have to make a lot of mistakes and a lot of failures before you even get to that position. Hi, and welcome back to Small Talk Sundays. If you don't know me yet, my name is Michelle. I am a beauty entrepreneur and your YouTube girly talking all things beauty and business. So let's dive into it. So somebody told me that in elementary schools and even in high school, I think, that they are not really giving rewards to winning or losing, but they're giving everybody rewards for participation. And I feel like that says a lot about our society nowadays, where they're not really making you challenge yourself over time, especially when you're growing up. And I think that's a really big problem. And so people have already confirmed this from a couple people who I know are teaching elementary school right now. And I think for me personally, it's just a big problem in our society. And I think everyone should learn how to win, even you. When I feel like when I'm winning at something, because I'm a very competitive person, like my ego just goes through the roof, but like it gives me such a great feeling about myself because it boosts my confidence. And you know, I'm all about confidence. When your confidence is boosted, it feels great. And success becomes proof that hard work and persistence pays off. And I'm not saying that you have to have so much confidence that you have to put people down, but you have to have enough confidence for yourself as a person to kind of just win on the abilities and strengths that you have for yourself. And of course, another reason why winning is such a great thing is it encourages goal setting. I'm all about goal setting and taking it to the next level, because once you reach your goal, you want to keep making new goals in the future. And to do so, you have to win it a little bit in life. And I've explained before that it doesn't have to be like super big goals. You can have a big goal, but you can have little goals on the way of that journey to go to your bigger goal and still celebrate those small wins. And winning really builds credibility, because I came from like a retail banking background. So let's say I was a teller and, you know, my goal is to become a financial advisor. So you winning in your current role right now and like doing little things to get you to go to that place is it gives you credibility, because you are on your next stepping stone to become closer to that other goal. And then within that other goal, there's other options too. So it's like climbing up the ladder in the corporate world. And I remember that was such a good feeling, because it felt like I was able to do a lot more than what I've expected in my life. And then with that example, I would also say that it inspires other people around you. And I've definitely had that within my workplace. When I started moving to different roles in my position, a lot of people behind me started to follow my career a little bit and ask me how I did things, ask me what I've done in the interview, how I made their cover letters or their resumes. So it really does help those people boost up their own confidence as well. And it feels great that you're actually like an inspiration to somebody, you know? Like that's always what I want it to be. Like I just want to be like a positive thing in their life. And that's why I think winning is such a great thing, because when you win in life, people end up looking up to you. And I feel like I'm just going to be basing it off my experience right now, but it also teaches you life lessons. And it definitely wasn't like an easy way for me to go from one place to the other. It takes me a lot of time and a lot of hard work just to understand something and try to master it until I move on. Like this is why the reason, like in my past, like I've tried to go to college, but I can't do it within like the span of like 3 months, not even, let alone like do an exam within like 1 week and trying to memorize it. Like that just wasn't me. And it definitely teaches you a lot of valuable life skills down the road. And with winning as well, it also creates you a lot of new opportunities that you might not have be expected. So you know, when you're like kind of manifesting something that you want, but then you know, sometimes you don't get it right away, but sometimes out of the blue, when you're just focusing on yourself and focusing on the things that you do, and that's when things start to gravitate to you, because other people will notice you. And this kind of ties in with like people are inspired by you. So those are the people that will approach you because they feel like you will benefit them in their life as well. And I think these are kind of just like the small bases of why I think winning is such a great thing. for me, I am definitely, again, like a very competitive person, and it gets you to challenge yourself into these things. And I've noticed with the younger generation, and that includes some people in my family, that they're a little bit more sensitive, because I feel like when they were growing up, they didn't have these hard challenges on themselves. They're a little bit more shy as a person now. And I also kind of want to pull out another example from my past, because when I was working as a teller, like I only had a window to do the certain thing, because I wanted to go on a trip to Punta Cana, and I started in September, I remember, where I was super new. I didn't know anything. I barely even knew how to read a receipt, but I knew how to sell, because I came from a background of luxury services where we definitely learned how to sell to be a sales associate, of course. And within that window, I had only like a few months before they announced who was going to Punta Cana. And because I had like a couple people in my team that were also so driven for it, like I was secretly driven for it too as well. And I forgot that I was secretly driven because I love being competitive. And then when that time came and my name showed up as like one of the top 5 people to go to a free vacation from my company out of all the people in BC, like out of all like the branches, I was so excited. And like that was like one of my biggest wins, because I was like, wow, I can do it, you know? And I felt like I was like on a little bit of a pedestal, because I remember at that same time I was like, okay, like I just moved into a new place, and then I don't know where I am. I don't even know these people. And then I was also trying to go to school for a little bit, but that didn't really work out, because like I was trying to juggle from one thing to the other. And I was also working in like a totally different city that I wasn't familiar of. So I was a little confused and a little lost at the same time, and trying to just like figure out my own little life together, because I didn't even know how to cook, or I barely knew how to cook. I knew how to cook like craft dinner at that time, or like frozen foods, which was terrible for you. And because no one told me that when you get older, it is terrible for your body and your body starts to reject it. But anyways, that's a different story. And I thought that was a good example in my life, just because it was just something I never thought I could have done. And because we are talking about our careers, it did encourage like a lot of my goal setting, because it made me realize like, oh, hey, I can do this the next as my next step, because I want to be the person who wants to work in the office instead of a teller. And you know what was so funny about that experience too as well? Even when I was winning, especially in that career part of my life, I still wasn't accepted through some people's eyes. And I'm saying that because I ended up trying to go through a few interviews with different branches that will go back to like the downtown Vancouver, or like a different branch, and like there was something that was lacking in me that I didn't realize. It was my interviews. I didn't know how to give a good interview, or I didn't know how to even write a good cover letter or a good resume for myself. And I didn't go to business school, and I wasn't taught any of this. So what I did is I actually grabbed one friend of mine who actually referred me to one of the managers in the Tri-Cities, and I got him to drill down with me for like at least an hour at Denny's to like give me the breakdown on like how my resume should look, what the questions are going to be like, and how I should put out my cover letter, and how and basically how I should just be presenting myself. And like I said, you can win at certain things in life, but you can't always win with certain people, and that's going to be okay, because failures and losing is part of winning. And I'm just going to point out here that the other day that there has been a lack of people learning how to do cover letters or resumes nowadays. One of my clients was trying to hire a pharmacist for her company. And because he went through so many resumes on Indeed, like there were so many errors, and she just said no to a bunch of them just because they couldn't understand how to write a proper resume. And then I think that's a skill that people should be like understanding what to do, because realistically you only have 30 seconds for them to glance on a piece of paper, and they can't even know who, if it's you, and if they see one error, like you're gone. And I hope that today when you are watching this video, you are having a small win for the week, for the day, for the rest of the month, because it is the new year and you need to start goal setting now. And it's going to be like a little bit of a short video, but if you like the video, leave a comment down below and let me know what your wins are and let me know what your successes are. And you can always like and subscribe. So thanks for watching. Bye.